Hi everybody. This is the July 31st edition. As the summer goes speeding by, this is here and gone. And last week I got some nice comments from various quarters. People saying that several people said it might have been my best show. And so I kind of got the feeling that I was in the zone. So I'm not going to bend over backwards trying to top that this week. I'm just going to relax and play some kind of mellow acoustic things, maybe one or two electric things. And then next week, I'll go back to playing new stuff. I have a new song that's almost finished, but not enough to perform yet, called Notes from Underground, after the Dostoevsky novel. Tonight I'm going to start with what is possibly my most favorite American melody ever written. And you'll probably realize it, you'll recognize it, and if you don't, I'll tell you when I'm done. On my Martin 00028 Norman Blake here. This is a specially designed guitar. I played it at my friend Alan's birthday party this week. Alan LaBeouf, known to some of you, and several people were commenting on how, wow, that guitar sounds great. And I said, thank you. And then when I got it home, I looked and found that there were two sponges inside of it that I had forgotten to take out, that I was using to humidify it. And people still thought the guitar sounded good, and I did too, with two sponges inside of it. Well, I just demonstrated to you something that I've told my students over the years, and that is the hardest thing you ever have to do on a guitar is to play a song and play the melody line, even a very simple song like Happy Birthday to You, because it's absolutely imperative that you hit all the melody notes perfectly. If you don't, it destroys the entire thing. There's no place to hide if you move. You see what I'm saying? If you're playing chords to one of your songs, I just hit a glitch right there. Nobody even cares. Who cares? And it's somewhat the same for a electric guitar solo. The more precise you are, the better. But you can gliss things and you can slur things on an electric guitar, and also you can literally hit a different note than you expected to hit, and who's going to care? Because basically they don't know, but they do know the melody to Ashokan Farewell. And I hit several clams in that, which for me ruined the performance. I'm sure you'll say, oh, shut up, Chip. It didn't ruin it for me, but it makes me crazy when I do something like that. It ruins it. And I apologize in advance, but I also thank you, and I'm grateful for your indulgence that you guys are saying, no, that isn't enough to ruin it. Hey, on the other hand, there might be some real persnickety listeners out there in the big pond of YouTube who might be saying, no, Chip, it ruined it for us too. And to those of you who say that, I'm inclined to bite my tongue so I don't answer with an obscenity. Let's see what we got here. You guys know that this guitar, which is of my own design, it's a Fender Telecaster body with a Warmoth neck. And this is the neck I was waiting for my whole life. And a Seymour Duncan humbucker in the neck position, which is what you're hearing now. And this is one of my friend Marty's favorite songs. And I'll do it for her and for you. And I'm going to do it in a different key tonight, just to keep things interesting for myself. This is a laid-back key, where I don't really shout out the blues. And it goes like this. I will lay my burden down. That doesn't seem like the right rhythm. It's gonna come out strange. Wear my fiery trials like a crown, yeah. I'll just, but this side of heaven, I will sing the blues. Walk on streets of gold, yeah. I won't get any older, no. This side of heaven, yeah, I will sing the blues. My home isn't in this world, no. headed over yonder, yeah. But as I walk this earth, I still have some points to ponder. This is really something I've never done. I've never tuned in the middle of a song before. I just can't stand it. After screwing up Ashokan Farewell, I am not going to live with this flaky tuning. So this is the oral equivalent, A-U-R-A-L, for you guys of watching paint dry. So, back to the song. I will lay my burden down. Wear my fiery trials like a crown. This side of heaven, I will sing the blues, yeah. My home isn't in this world, no. I'm headed over yonder, yeah. But as I walk this earth, yeah, I sure enough, I still got some points to ponder. Someday I'll see my Savior face to face. But for now I'm still in this human race. This side of heaven, I will sing the blues. I said, sure enough, this side of heaven, I will sing the blues. You can come back from a shaky start, can't you? And maybe then dig in and get a groove. At times, I'm not big on touting music on during this show, but there are times when, especially original local talent, although this talent is going to go worldwide, I like to point out great albums that I've come across, and this is one of them. This is Hotel Nacional by the wonderfully named Committee of Vultures. I read one of the reviews for this album. It said, I didn't know what to expect when I put on an album by a group called Committee of Vultures. But you'll see that the material perfectly suits that name. And that album's getting played all over the world, Hotel Nacional. And so more power to them. It's a great record. I enjoy listening to it in my car. And each guitar has a story to it. And the older the guitar, the more stories it could tell, I guess. This was my uncle's guitar, Mike Kuhn. He usually brought it with him everywhere, and on a fateful day in August, many years ago now, he decided to leave it home when he went to Wisconsin with his family to a Bible camp there. And they were all killed in a plane crash on their way, his private plane. He crashed it in a cornfield in the dead of night. I was telling my friends recently about playing that funeral. I was in my early 20s, and I remember my dad coming to me and saying, you know, Uncle Mike would really have wanted you to play at his funeral. He really started me on the guitar in a lot of ways. He gave me my first 3 guitars, and then he left me this. And I was dreading that moment that my dad said that. And I said, oh, please don't make me do that. I won't be able to make it through that. There were 7 caskets lined up in front of me in the big church down in, I believe it was North Plainfield. 7 caskets, so that adds up to 7 hearses. The flotilla, so to speak. We stopped traffic in Central Jersey for a good long time as we went through the red lights, etc. And I'm sure the people who waited were not impatient. They were probably just like, oh my gosh, what is that? But it was in the New York Times. It was on all the TV stations at the time. And I like to pull this guitar out for this particular song that I wrote many years ago, and I have never recorded it. Will it get recorded this time around? I still don't know, because I'm making a blues record, and it's really kind of the furthest thing from a blues. But who knows? I might try to slip it in there, because it's a song that I have always enjoyed playing for people. And I had it for about 20 years, and it was called One Thing, which I won't tell you because it was such a bad title. And then 20 years later, I came up with the real title. And after that, it kind of wrote itself. It's called You Were Watching Over Me, so enjoy. There was a time in my life when I wanted you to leave me alone. When I was more of the night than the day. Like the prodigal son, my desire was to be my own. So I started to drift away in a strange and distant place, trying to escape your grace, even as I moved to hide my face. You were watching over me, hungry as a beggar's child, out of hand and running you'll never let me go. Even when I was the lowest of the low, you were watching over me. Well, my falsetto completely abandoned me there in that moment. Let me go. It worked there. Why couldn't it have worked during the song? That's all right. It was a vulnerable moment that you were 100% on my side. I'm sure I could feel it. Well, like I said, I am going to keep this mellow tonight, and additionally, I'm going to keep it short. So I'm glad to see you. Thank you so much for your encouragement. I especially thank those of you who support the show financially. I have a PayPal link that I post sometimes, and I call that my virtual tip jar. Now let me, I know, I put a bookmark in it. I couldn't even remember that tonight. This is another song I wrote, but I have recorded this twice. It's on 2 different albums. It's on iTunes, it's on Spotify, blah, 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 whatever. I played it for my friends Keith and Colleen LaBeouf after everybody else had gone home. And tonight I'll end the show on it for you. As the day is done and the moon is high and the stars come into view, I'll sit on my porch and I'll fold my hands and I'll remember you, yeah. You were there for me in a special way, more than anyone I knew. And when the sun comes down and warms the day, I'll remember you. Like a beautiful song I heard when I was alone and blue. As the shadows fall and my sight grows dim and the colors fade from view, when I can't recall even my own name, I will